Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Sorry about that noise. There's a couple of military jets that have been practicing here in beautiful Southwest Florida. I don't blame them. The weather's been nice. So they're up there tearing up the sky and burning holes in the clouds. So what we have here are two generators. They're both the same brand. They're Coleman's, but one is Briggs-Stratton powered, and this is a Tecumseh powered. This is a 2005 Tecumseh engine, 500-watt generator. And we got another 500-watt here on the 2006 Briggs-Stratton engine. So there's a story behind these two, as there always is at Tommy Time. Was contacted yesterday afternoon by a lady that I had bought a mower from, a non-running mower, a year or two ago. She said, I'm helping a friend of mine move today, and she's got two generators in the shed. We're just going to move them out to the street for trash pickup. Would you be interested in picking them up? I know you gave me your card and you told me to be on the lookout for lawnmowers, but I didn't know if you took generators. So I said, I sure do. I went out there and they had these two fine beauties in the driveway. I kind of looked them over for 30 seconds. They look complete except for the air filter cover on this Tecumseh's missing. I said, would you happen to have the cover? And she went back to the shed and could not find the cover to it. So I ended up giving her 40 bucks, 20 bucks each. She was happy to get some gas money. We got Delta leaving the neighborhood. So this 06 Briggs-Stratton engine still has fuel in it. And the fuel is root beer. You don't want to see root beer colored fuel, extremely stale. The smellometer is off the chart. This stuff is rancid. So what we're going to do is bypass that rancid fuel and use my 1-pint portable scooter gas tank. And we're going to go directly into the carb. So I kind of looked at this thing. I looked at the plug first, and what we had was one of these E3 plugs, the E3.20. I wanted to see if I had spark, so I went ahead and pulled on the recoil a couple of times, ground this out. I could not find spark with this. Looks like a brand new plug, or it may have come with the unit, but I don't think so. I think somebody put this in. This is too old of a unit to have an E3. So I threw an older RC12YC plug in this for the overhead valve engine. I think that'll work. I pulled it over and I had spark. So I asked about use on these two. I said, did you use them after Hurricane Ian last year? She said, no, they haven't run in years, well before the hurricane. So you can tell by looking at them, they've been outside. The rust on this, even in a shed, you'll have moisture. It rains, you got humidity. If it's got a wooden floor, the moisture comes up through the floor. So this would have to be in a climate-controlled storage in order for it not to rust like that, or even a car garage, something with no moisture. So what else did I do? I dropped the bowl here to see what was inside. A little bit of sediment, brown fuel again. So I cleaned that out. I removed the fuel line. The fuel line was on the on position. I went ahead and turned it off. So I had a small container here besides that salsa jar, and I put the end of the hose in it, and the fuel was just dribbling out, hardly even coming out of the hose with the fuel on the on position. So I took some compressed air, blasted it back through, and it finally unclogged whatever was blocking it. I think the blockage actually was down here at the bottom of the tank. It started bubbling and then went down and started pouring out of the hose here. So we got that blockage rectified. So what I'm going to do is hook up my hose to the carburetor here. Just push that on. I don't need clamps. And we're going to put a little fuel in my 1 pint container. We'll choke it. It's on the choke position now. I'll turn the fuel line. Oh, I don't need the fuel line. I'm bypassing that. So it's going to be a straight shot once I put fuel in the tank. Then we're going to try starting this thing. I've got a drop light. I've already tested it with my house current. It is on the on position. We're going to look for this to hopefully light up. But if the engine just starts and stalls, this will light up for a few seconds and then dim down and quit. So what we're trying to test with this is if we have a power head that's generating current. That's what we're checking for here. That's what I normally do. You could test current just by pulling over the machine just for a second. You'll get enough juice to power up the bulb and then it'll quit. So we are in hurricane season now. Usually generators aren't popular out of season. You can buy these for a couple $100, $100, $50. People end up leaving the fuel in them. They get stale and they don't start again. So the key to that is stabilizer, and then turn your fuel line valve off and let it run dry. You've got a dry bowl. Say you let it sit for a couple years, you can actually just remove your hose here and drain it into a separate container and not contaminate the carburetor. Put fresh fuel in it and start the process over again. I generally see that the carburetors are the issue with these, the not really the power heads. That tends to work fine. It's just the gas kills them. I may have had one with the bad power head. Like I said, it's generally the people leaving gas in the tanks and not stabilizing it. Okay, so we got half a tank here, it looks like. And we have a giant fuel leak here. It's pouring out of the carburetor. So the float bowl is stuck. Let me remove the hose. I think we can do a quick tappity tap on the fuel bowl. I kind of manipulated the bowl to try to get it to move up and down, and it did, so I don't know why we're having an issue. Let me go ahead and remove the bowl one more time and manipulate the float. So that's too bad. Hopefully we can correct this. Got a big gas stain now on my concrete. Was not expecting this to overflow. Okay, it actually shook out a bunch of snot here. It's cloudy and there's some debris down in the bowl. Let me dump this and flicker the float. It's a good thing I don't smoke cigarettes, so we would have a problem. So we could have a stuck needle. I'm going to put the fuel line back on it. I got the float in the up position, and I don't see any bypass. So I don't know what that was all about. I'm just going to shake the float up and down. Hopefully, if there's anything blocking it, I'm going to break it free. The float may need some adjustment. Or there's some debris on the needle. Okay, let me start over again. Put the bowl back in place. Putting the nut back on. And we still got an issue. It's still pouring out of the carb. So I'm going to have to physically take this thing off and clean it. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and try to start this anyway, since the fuel bowl is full of gas now. What I'll do is just back up the unit onto the grass. So let me back it up and then we'll try starting it. I don't want these gas vapors to create an issue for us. I'm really not looking for any kind of forest fires, structure fires. So where can I put you? I want you to be able to see the light bulb. Let me know if it lights up. I'm actually going to remove this gas tank and move it over to the Tecumseh engine, because we're going to need it over here in a minute. We're going to try to start the Tecumseh powered unit as well. Okay, my switch is on the on position. It is on full choke. Okay, that didn't work out. Let me get some happy juice. I got to get happy juice. We're going to bypass the carb and go happy juice route. Okay, this hasn't turned into a promising expedition. Let's see what's behind door number 1 on this 2006 Briggs powered Coleman generator. Okay, what do we got? We got several dirt gobbers have made a nest here. So this thing was stored a long time. It's got a genuine Briggs filter 710266 for the long pleated filter. Another dirt gobber. Okay, and more dirt gobbers here. The inside of the carb looks extremely clean, like it hasn't been used. It just may be gummed up. It didn't light up the light bulb. It should have. So that's not good. The reset buttons aren't popped, so let me move it over to the next receptacle and see if that makes a difference. I just moved it over one set. Dead generator and dead engine. So let's go to the Tecumseh and see if we can do something with this. Somebody's already been messing with this. We got an aftermarket hose. So what I'll do is probably go right into there and try it. Put it on full choke and then pull on it. So let me get the light, test light. So we're Zippo right now. Oh, it's Costco water day today. Extremely hot out here. I'm gonna take a little refreshment break. Excuse me. Sweat was pouring off of me a little while ago. I gotta replenish. Okay, let's get going. Time's a wasting. what can we do here? The filter's on backwards for one thing. Fuel flow on the filter's pointing up towards the tank. It should be facing downward towards the engine, so I don't think I can do anything. I can't get the aftermarket hose off, so that means I'm gonna rectify it this way. We're going to come up with a solution. We'll use my inline filter. Hopefully I can prop this thing up somehow. I'll find a way. Okay, I think I got it propped up. It's higher than the carburetor, so we're getting some fuel flow. Let me bring you back to the front. It'd be nice if this one kicked off, don't you think? See, on position, it is on. We wouldn't want to pull on it for 30 minutes in the off position. That would be a pisser. Here's my test bulb. Wouldn't it be ironic if I broke the bulb on the way over here? There was no fuel in this tank, by the way, so this would be a better prospect. Hopefully they ran the carb dry, but maybe not. There could be sludge in there. Just happens there was no fuel up in the plastic tank. Kicked off. We'll put the farm animals to good use. Okay, this is getting tiring. I can smell old gas. Okay. Electric start generators are nice to have, but the batteries go dead. You'll always have a left arm or a right arm. Okay. My filter is full of gas. My inline filter. So we got a plugged up carb, and it's not firing off with happy juice, but it did fire off temporarily. This has got a updraft carburetor. The carb's way at the bottom, and then it goes up to the top of the engine on the intake. So you really gotta force that carb cleaner in there so it pulls it up into the engine. It got promising and then it didn't. Just for the fun of it, I'm going to pull the plug off. Oh, that's an issue, I would think. Here, I'll show you in a minute. Well, let me take the plug out. It looks like a torch. You're going to love this one. You're going to love it. I got to get the right socket. Which I think I have in my hand. Okay. It wasn't even tight. The whole center part of the plug popped off or broke off. WX, this is a aftermarket plug. The L7T WX, this is just a China plug. And looks kind of small, looks like a chainsaw plug. This shouldn't even be in this unit. Let me dig out the top of the plug here for you. So sorry about this. I'm showing you a whole lot of nothing. But sometimes it's like that. You run into these issues you don't know what Harvey and Helen ended up doing. So this is why you don't use Chinese plugs. That just broke off. I mean, this thing could have been dancing around, maybe giving you spark once and then not the second time. All I did was lift the boot off and this whole thing pulled off, left me with the porcelain, left this inside the plug boot. So what do we think this takes on an old Tecumseh? Let me grab my spark plug assortment. We'll throw a quickie quick in this thing here. I'll throw this Savior in. This is just as bad as a torch, but this came in a carburetor kit I bought. They gave me a fuel line, this crappy plug, and the carburetor. So I never used it, but I did remember checking it just for the fun of it when I was messing around with another machine. I just threw this on to see if it sparked, and it sparked. So let's go to town with the Savior. The Savior might be our savior today. Well, heck, let's try it out. I'll try grounding it out. Yeah, we got spark. So I'm not wasting my time. I ground it out against the muffler, and I saw a sparky spark. Okay. Put my socket on here, just snug it. Don't break the porcelain a second time. Okay, let's start this process over. There's probably enough flammable material in the combustion chamber. Let's try it. I'm still not getting any action here. Hold on, I'm gonna run this over to my outlet for a minute. This is driving me bananas. So we're batting 0 here at Tommy time. I had the switch wrong. I had moved it on the other unit just to see if it made a difference. I didn't move it back. It was on the on position here. And it doesn't help that it's a frosted bulb. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm sweating bullets. Kirkland needs to help me out here. So, I basically helped this lady move 2 large rollable objects out of the front of her yard. That's what yesterday was all about, because we didn't get shit. Okay, so what do I think I'm gonna do? Carburetor clean on this one to start. Although the Tecumseh felt like it wanted to run, it seemed to kick off. This one here might have a compression release. This one turns over much easier. The Tecumseh was a bear to pull over. This one here, I'm thinking's got no compression or compression release. I'm guessing it's compression release on this. Anyway, you win some, you lose some. Sorry about that. Hopefully the next time around we're lucky. So I'll put these in the lineup to fix. I'm going back to mowers right now. I got a shipment in I want to concentrate on. These don't sell well, if they sell at all, and they sell cheap, so I'm not going to devote a bunch of time to either of these generators. You can buy close to brand new ones for under $200 online. People get tired of hitting their shins on them in the garage. They end up getting rid of them. Have a good day today. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Sorry, I was hoping that either of them would have done something for us. I was hoping this was the promising one, bypassing the crappy fuel in the tank. It didn't matter. We still got the big O, the big circle. We got the big O all the way around. Have a good day. We'll have a better video for you tomorrow. Thanks for coming out.